So this article came out this week about it was on Gamasutra. I think maybe one other website that I saw reported on it. So I'll try to keep my eye rolling to a limit here. According to this article, Temple University awarded an academic fellowship to Assistant Professor Adrienne Shaw that will support her efforts to build out and maintain her LGBTQ video game archive project. Oh, and by the way, they got it wrong. It's not LGBTQ. It's actually LGBTQQIAAP, and some forms of it have one more letter. So, some quotes from Shaw. She said, I view this as something I'm going to be working on for the rest of my life. If I'm never done, I'll be perfectly happy because that means people are finding new things or people are continuing to make LGBTQ content in video games, which would be great. And this is something we've talked about on the podcast before, as far as George Takei not being happy about them making the character, can't think of his name right now, Mr. Sulu, a homosexual character in Star Trek, the new Star Trek movie. He wasn't happy with that. And to me, it's just like with this archive, and I might upset a few people, and I'm honestly okay with that. What is the point of doing this? Why go after a specific content in games, or a specific type of content in games? I've never even heard of this being done for literally anything else. Like, I've never heard of, hey, let's archive how many sex scenes are in video games, period. Or what games are multiplayer, what games are not. I mean, there's classification out there, but, there's not, let's see how much racism is out there. Like, nobody does this. And I just don't know, why is this necessary for the LGBTQIAAP groups to be doing something like this? Like, to me, and I'm going to be kind here, as long as you point to a people group and say, we deserve to have legitimacy, we deserve to be legitimized, and then constantly pointing to the fact that you're different from everyone, or hey, we want everyone to accept what we do as normal, we want normalcy in our lives, and then you do this where you're like, but hey, I'm different from you. That's not working towards your goal. Like, it's not actually helping you in the long run of getting people to accept you for who you are. And this has been, I've been seeing this creep more and more into gaming. Like, I think with certain events or competitions, I think there was one competition that was going to bar women from competing or something like that, and that got a lot of hate simply because, you're being sexist at that point. Well, I mean, it's gaming. I mean, it's a competition, just like with basketball. You don't really, in professional basketball, you don't have men and women play together. You could make the argument that, well, gaming is not like basketball or another athletic sport where you can actually mix them together. And I agree with that. I think with a league, you can have men and women both competing on the same level. So there's all, there's that on one aspect. And I think that there's been some other stuff where the LGBT community wants to have certain leagues that not only accept them. And I don't know of any leagues, by the way, that would say, well, oh, you're a lesbian, you can't play in our league, or you're gay, you can't play in our league. I don't know of that going on. Have you heard of anything like that?
Mm-mm.
No. It's just to the point where no one cares anymore about what your sexuality is. But when I see these things like, oh, well, we have to keep a record of all the content that's in video games, or, hey, we better be represented in the media, like there better be gay and lesbian characters in TV shows that are irrelevant, like it literally has zero effect on the show or movie. It's just, to me, I just wonder why, like what is the point? What are you trying to accomplish here? Because I thought the goal was, hey, we're just like you, we just have a different, we have a different way of living, we have different life choices that we make. And now that people are okay with that, it's like, no, but we're still different from you. Well, which is it going to be? So, yeah, what were your thoughts on this?
I think it's silly that there was an academic award for this to just archive games that had LGBT content in them. Just because I don't know if this is a thing, like if people archive games for like certain things in them. I don't see why you would. Furthermore, I don't know why you would be awarded for that, because it's just like, hey, you want to make a list, or no, just like someone going up to a college and just like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a list of these video games, and he's like,
Yeah.
here's a trophy, here's $1,000, do it. Like I've never. This is the first time I've ever heard of like anyone doing this,
Yeah.
and it could be literally anything, and I would think that it'd be dumb to be awarded this, and I think they did actually. Yeah, they did get $1,000 scholarship, or $1,000 funding. Um, I think that's silly.
Yeah. And funding about $1,000 and technical support from the university. Something else to bring up here. We've said it on our podcast before. We're both Christians. We both disagree with the homosexual lifestyle and basically anything that the LGBT community stands for and promotes. Or against that. It's really sad that this is Temple University. Temple University. Just get rid of the word temple in there because you don't deserve it at this point. This was started as a Christian university, and I believe I had the name of the person who founded it, but they were a very accomplished person here. I'm just pulling him up now. Yeah, Russell Conwell. And he apparently was not just a Baptist minister, but he was a philanthropist, lawyer, writer, orator. He did a lot of public speaking. And it's just like, you've taken this guy's legacy and just basically trashed it by doing this. And I know it's no longer a Christian university, it's a secular university. This is, Harvard University, same story, Yale, all these places that were either started as universities, in some cases seminaries, where their whole point was to teach ministers and pastors and all of this stuff. Basically, like you just need to change your name. You just need to completely cut off the fact that you identify as a school that was founded by a Christian, and just do your own thing. I'm not, and then you can do everything else with your funds that you want to. It just seems like if you're someone who identifies as LGBTQQIAAP, and that stands for a whole bunch of stuff that you can look into. But you can, if you just say all the time about how different you are, no one's going to see you as being normal, because you've got two different goals that are working against each other, and just pick one. That's all I'm saying.